Hello folks, this is Norm the teacher again. Norm the teacher. And today's video I want to explain to you what is meant by single action guns and double action guns. And the reason I want to do that is because in my next video, where I'm going to talk about whether you should carry a gun chambered or not, I'm going to be using the terms single action and double action. And so I will want you to view this video before you view that video, so that you know the definition of single action and double action. Now, a lot of you already know that, but those of you that are new to guns may not know that. And those of you that haven't purchased a gun yet, you may want to consider whether it has a single action or double action operation of it. Okay, today I have two revolvers that I'm going to use for demonstration purposes on this. I've got a Taurus Judge here, and then I have a .22 caliber revolver here. Now, single action. First of all, what does the action refer to? The action refers to what the trigger does. Not what you, the shooter, does, but what the trigger does. So if it's double action, the trigger does two things. If it's single action, the trigger does one thing. Now, this, first of all, for gun safety purposes. I know you're not even in the room with me, but just to stay in the practice of good gun safety, I'm going to clear the guns for you before I go on with this. Put this in half cock. As you can see, all cylinders are empty. As you can see, all cylinders are empty. Okay? Always, number one, gun safety. When you're handling guns and showing guns and explaining things about guns to people, always gun safety. Double, triple, quadruple check things to make sure nobody gets shot by accident. Okay, what is single action? A single action gun is where the trigger does one and only one thing. If I pull this trigger right now, the gun would not shoot, because it's not set up to be a double action gun. I, the shooter, have to go through the action to cock it, and then the only thing the trigger does is it releases the hammer to go forward to push the firing pin into the cartridge primer and shoot the gun. That's the only thing the trigger does on a single action gun. I can pull a trigger like this and it will not do anything until I pull that hammer back. That is a single action gun. And a single action only. There's no option to double action shoot this gun. This gun. When I pull the trigger back, notice what happens. Or when I start pulling the trigger back. The hammer comes back. And then when I pull the trigger further back, the hammer comes further back, and then it releases it and fires the gun. Okay? The trigger did two things. It pulled the hammer back, and then when I go further back, it releases the hammer to fire the gun. That's a double action gun. It's as simple as that. Just remember the one point, that when you're talking about single and double action, it's referring to what the trigger does, not what you, the shooter, does. On a single action gun, you, the shooter, actually go through two actions. You cock it with your thumb, and then you pull the trigger with your index finger. That's two actions on your part, but that's not what double action or double action refers to. Double action refers to what the trigger does. Okay, that's all I wanted to cover in this video. And in the next video, when I talk about carrying chambered or not, I'll be using those terms, and I will be using two guns that are slide action rather than revolver. These are revolvers. Slide action is where you pull the rack back or the slide back to cock it. You've probably seen people do that, for those of you that are new to guns. Okay, so that'll be in the next video. So let's see here. I guess I don't have anything else to say right now. Quick reminder, always be prepared for crime. Extra pouch for an extra gun. Spray, pepper spray, extra ammunition. Having a gun on you like I do right now. See here? I'm all ready for a criminal attack right now in case somebody breaks in here while I'm doing this video. Okay, so bye-bye folks. See you in the next video.